So hello you guys and welcome back to Friday Chit Chat. I cannot believe it is time for Friday Chit Chat again. The weeks are flying by. The Walking Dead is back in, is it 2 weeks now? I mean, like, I know I've been kind of complaining week by week saying the time is dragging, but when you think about it, the time actually fucking flew. I remember sitting down right here to watch the finale and setting up, and the church near my house, the bells were going 90 when I was watching the show, and like, I can remember it so vividly, and it just feels... It doesn't feel like it was months ago already. Anyway, first of all, the photo ops for Walker Stalker... the fuck happened to my voice there? The photo ops for Walker Stalker went on sale last Saturday. Now, it was very stressful. Whenever anything like that goes on sale, it's like a mad rush. And there's the worry in your head like, oh god, what if I don't get what I want? What if they sell out? Norman's photo ops and Jeffrey Dean Morgan's photo ops sold out really quick. Like, within like 10 minutes, they were gone. But I have a platinum ticket, which means I have 4 free photo ops, so I can use my free photo ops on Norman and Jeffrey, so I didn't have to worry about that, thank God. Because if I did have to worry about that, I just know I would have had a fucking panic attack or something. So when the photo ops went on sale, I just had a look to see what duos were there. And there was a Norman Reedus and a Tom Payne duo, which is Daryl and Jesus. And when I saw it, my little fangirl heart took over my mind and my bank account, and I bought that one. So I bought the Norman and Tom duo. And like I said as well, the only photo ops that I'll actually be buying will be duos, because I have 4 free ones for solo celebrities. So I'm really interested to see if they add a photo op with Negan and his victim. Once The Walking Dead premiere airs and we know who the victim is, if we're shown in the premiere episode, and I swear to God, if we are not shown in the premiere episode who the fuck was killed, I am going to wreck the place. But I think it would be really cool if they could add a photo op with Negan and his victim for Walker Stalker London. That would sell out within fucking seconds. But I think that would be really cool. Something else as well that kind of caught my attention this week was we're moving into the winter months, which means it's getting colder, the weather is changing, people get sick really easily. Everybody that I meet lately seems to be sick or have a cold. So I invested, well, I didn't invest in, I was going to invest in, but my mum had one just hanging around. So I got some sanitizer for your hands. Yeah, I'm one of those people that carries around a little thing of sanitizer in your bag, because especially, like, you know, if you're working, like I work in a clothes shop, so I deal with people like all the time, taking money off them or helping them with clothes and stuff. Not taking money off them as in robbing them, I mean like working behind a till kind of thing, just to specify. But yeah, around this time I always have sanitizer with me, and something that kind of caught my attention was it says that it kills 99.9% of bacteria. What about the other 0.1%? Is that like super bacteria? Is that shit unstoppable? So even if you use sanitizer, you still have 0.1% of bacteria on your hands. What kind of savage fucking bacteria is that? That just had me thinking like, whoa. If sanitizer can't kill it, what the fuck? Something else as well was my mum and dad's anniversary was this week. I completely forgot that it was their anniversary until the day before. I think your parents kind of do teach you a bit about relationships, even subconsciously, even just through watching them. And watching my parents all my life, it's showed me a lot, it's taught me a lot. It's taught me that, you know, not every relationship is perfect. It's not all going to be a walk in the park and frolicking through the daisies in love. There's going to be tough points, there's going to be low points, there's going to be points where things get hard. But those are the points, I think, in a relationship that really show true characters. And my parents, you know, although they're not perfect, they're solid as a rock. And I love when their anniversary comes around, because it's lovely to see them celebrate it. Now, they got married before I was born, so like I wasn't at the wedding or anything, obviously. I love looking at old like wedding photos and stuff, and seeing all of my family back then, before so much had happened, like before me or my brother were born. I put up a tweet about it as well, about them and their anniversary. Jesus, words are not coming to me today. But you know, through books and through movies and through the romanticised idea of what a relationship should be, you kind of feel like when you're in a relationship you have to do things a certain way, or if it's not going a certain way you're failing. But watching them just taught me that, like life, nothing is as perfect as it is in books and movies and shows, and it's not as perfect as it's portrayed in the media. But I truly believe that they're one of the most perfect couples I've seen. Their weirdness matches each other and they balance each other out on so many levels. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that and just wanted to say happy anniversary. Mum and Dad. Even though, Mum, you probably will watch this, and Dad, not a hope in hell. He never watches my videos. He's usually in the house when I'm filming. So, usually he'll hear, Dad, I'm going filming, okay? And then he's just like creeping around the house trying to be quiet because my camera picks up on every fucking sound. Speaking of sounds, do you remember that banging that was in last week's video? The weird knocking? I woke up to that sound again today. I slept in a little bit today because I didn't have work. I woke up around like 10:30. Swear to God, that weird knocking noise was happening again. It was a knocking noise that woke me up. I nearly fucking shit myself. People have mentioned like, oh, it's ghosts or whatever. No, I don't choose on believing that because I believe in ghosts and spirits, and I don't want to believe that there's something lurking in my house, living here without paying fucking rent. But I do believe in spirits, and it's because there was one particular time I was in my nana's house with my mum, and we were sitting at my nana's kitchen table, and it was around, I think it was around the anniversary of my great nana's death, so it was my nana's mother's anniversary, say. She'd passed away a few years previous, and we weren't even talking about her. We were sitting down at my nana's table, and we were just talking or watching telly or something. And then I got the overpowering smell of my great nana's perfume. Well, my great nana used to wear, I think it was Chanel, so it was really, really strong. So I was sitting at the kitchen table, and I got this smell of the perfume, as if someone had walked past me, and I was smelling their perfume in the air. So I didn't say anything because I was like, and straight away I made the connection. I used to call her Big Nana because, you know, Nana is my Nana, and then Big Nana was like my great grandmother. But I didn't say anything because I didn't want to seem weird or whatever. And then my mum was sitting at the opposite side of the table to me, slightly down a bit, because it's like a big rectangular table. And then I didn't say anything. And a few seconds later I see my mum going, and I see her looking around and sniffing. And then I see my Nana do the same thing. And all three of us just kind of looked at each other. And I said, did you guys smell Big Nana's perfume? And all three of us, we did not know what to say because like none of us mentioned it to each other. We didn't go, oh, I just got a smell of perfume there. We had all been silent and we'd all experienced the same thing. Now it could be because it was around the time of her death. You know, it could have been psychological. But I just think it's too big of a coincidence for it to have, because you know, if you think of someone, you subconsciously kind of think of their traits and stuff, like maybe the smell of their perfume. But like I wasn't thinking about her at that moment in time because we were doing something. We were either playing a game or watching telly. And for all three of us to smell it at the same time, it was just, it gives me shivers this day to think about it. So I do believe in spirits. Something else I wanted to talk about was the Fear the Walking Dead ending. I put up a video all about Fear the Walking Dead yesterday, but I left out one bit that I wanted to say. So when Madison talked about not telling Travis about the two fellas that were Chris's buddies, when she talked about that with Strand, I lost my shit and I was like, Madison, you can't not tell him. And a few people pointed out that Strand was a deciding factor in that too, that Strand told her not to tell him. Yes, he did, but Madison was his wife at the end of the day. Madison should have had the final decision, and Madison is the one that decided not to tell him. Now, she probably was swayed by Strand's words, but if you had reversed the roles, and if Travis had come across to Colonia and kind of might have known something about Nick and not told Madison, Madison would have lost her fucking shit. But Madison is the type of character where it's like one set of rules for her and a completely different set of rules for other people. So I don't like that about her. But I don't hate her. So I don't have any knitting this week. I know I joke, like, but kind of pathetic, isn't it? Like, oh, I don't have any knitting to show you, I'm a failure. But I did get something that's pretty cool this week. Hopefully you guys can read that. It is a Harry Potter dressing gown. And the great thing about, I'm not even in frame, okay. The great thing about filming videos for YouTube is you guys see me from the waist up, so you see me in like nice tops, but what you don't see is that I'm wearing pajama bottoms. Harry Potter pajama bottoms to be exact. And it has a little Hogwarts crest and everything, and it has a hood. Now the hood, I thought it was like in reference to like Dementors or Death Eaters or Azkaban or something, because it has the stripes on the inside, which would kind of make you think about Azkaban. But my mum's convinced it's supposed to be the sorting hat, and I'm like, Mum, what? When you pull it up, it's like a really big hood, and it's kind of pointy, so it's like, I don't know. I don't know if it's supposed to be Azkaban or Dementors or the sorting hat, but either way, I love it. Something else then that I only read this morning on Twitter was that Suicide Squad is being released with an extended version. There's a digital extended version coming out, and they're bringing out the extended version on Blu-ray. Now, if you guys have watched my Suicide Squad review, you'd know that that is like the only thing I fucking wanted from that movie was an extended cut or a director's cut. I know that Jared Leto has been quoted with saying that there was pretty much enough Joker footage in the original version to make a whole fucking Joker movie. So I do really hope that they include a lot more Joker scenes. I hope they include scenes that are important to the storyline, because I felt like there were a lot of moments in the movie that weren't really well explained, or weren't, certain bits didn't flow for me, and I think that's because they cut out a lot of important scenes or smaller scenes that would have explained later on scenes, if you get what I mean. So I cannot wait to get the extended version. Definitely going to buy it on Blu-ray. So that's all the news that I have really, I think, as of now. I've been listening to an awful lot of music over the last week. I listen to music all the time, like, but I've been listening to a lot more music, and I've been watching a lot of live videos. I haven't been to a concert now in a while. The last concert I was at was Little Mix. And I haven't been to like a show since then, which is very unlike me, because there was a year there recently where I went to, I think it was 7 concerts in 1 year. That was a good fucking year. That was a good year. But I don't know, this year there isn't really anyone coming to Ireland that I want to see, and now that I have a job as well, it's harder to go to shows. Because when I was a bit younger, when I was in school, I used to go to like England a lot for concerts. I would just fly over to England for the day, go to the show, and then come home the next day. There isn't really anyone coming over to Ireland that I want to see at the moment. Coldplay were announced to be playing Croke Park for next summer. I like a few of their songs, but I don't like them enough to see them live. 21 Pilots are coming to London, and I would actually die to fucking see them live. But again, like, I'd have to fly to England, and that mightn't seem like that big a deal, but like it would be like getting time off work for the day, trying to book flights, trying to book everything like that. I'd love for them to add an Irish date. But yeah, I've been watching a lot of live videos to kind of overcompensate for the fact that I haven't been going to concerts recently. And one thing that I've noticed, like, that I love, is my favourite part of most songs is either the lyrics or the drums. I've always loved the drums. I actually wanted to get a drum kit when I was younger, but my parents wouldn't allow me because it would be too loud. At the time I didn't understand at all, but I get it now, like, they are very loud. But my favourite part of any song is usually the drums and the beat, and you know, what the drummer does with the song. And if you watch any musician that's really into their music, drummers have the most hyperactive asses that you'll ever see in your life. They're constantly bouncing on their little drumming chair stool, and I love watching that. I love watching a musician get into their music and feel the music so much that it's clear that the song flows through them. For example, Josh Dun, again from 21 Pilots, if you watch him drum, oh my god, he's like a child that can't sit still. And it's so amusing and lovely to watch. So that was just something else I wanted to throw in. I didn't include a question last week for Chit Chat Friday Chit Chat. I always include a question. I forgot. This is kind of like a double question. Do you guys celebrate Halloween? Like, is it a holiday that you enjoy? And also, which do you prefer, Halloween or Christmas? I know there are a few people out there that prefer Halloween. I'm not one of them. I'm a Christmas girl all the way. But I wanted to know, what are your thoughts on Halloween, and which do you prefer, Halloween or Christmas? So that is all for this week, you guys. I hope you have a great weekend, and I will talk to you... Oh, there's no fear on Monday. I'll come up with something else to do on Mondays, don't worry. I'll come up with something else to fill the time till The Walking Dead. So I will talk to you all soon.